everybody. Our book this evening for our bedtime story is Don't Wake the Bear, Hare, and it's written by Steve Smallman and Caroline Pedler. Looks like a very interesting book. I've not read this one before, so I'm quite excited to see what happens. Oh, and it says, for Andy, who sometimes wakes up grumpy, but mostly lets her sleep. That's who the book is dedicated to. It was spring party day, the best day of the year. So why were the animals trembling with fear? They'd heard growly noises and crept up to see a huge bear asleep in the old hollow tree. Oh no, they all cried. But our party's today. How can we get ready with him in the way? I'll wake him up, cried a little brown hare. No, no, they all whispered. Please don't wake the bear. Bears, Badger said, are enormous and hairy. If you wake them up, they get angry and scary. We'll still have our party though, if we take care. Be quiet as mice, so we don't wake the bear. So they tippy-toed off without making a peep to fetch party things while the bear was asleep. And the ants carried wobbling stacks of dishes and saucers and cups on their backs. As I'm reading this, see if you can hear any of the rhyming words and see if you can tell them to your parents or whoever's listening with you. Badger brought in a huge jelly dessert. Then he tripped and it fell with a splat in the dirt. Oh dear. The bear stretched and grumbled, which gave them a scare. Shh! They all whispered, please don't wake the bear. The lanterns were carefully hung in the trees. The mice tied up ribbons that danced on the breeze. They brought in the very last blueberry tart, and their party was now almost ready to start. I bet they're really excited. You know how excited you feel when you've got a party, don't you? Then Hare cried, there's only one thing left to do. And he grabbed a balloon, and he blew, and he blew, and he blew, and he blew, till the others cried, stop! What do you think's going to happen? If it gets any bigger, it's going to pop! Oh dear. I wonder what's going to have happened next. Is the bear going to have woken up? Oh dear, let's see. The bear stretched and groaned, and they all held their breath. Then his eyes flickered open and scared them to death. Run! Run and hide! They all cried in despair. Now we're in trouble. We've woken the bear. Oh dear. Who dares wake me up? Growled the bear angrily. Hare said in a small shaky voice, It was me. Our party is going to start very soon. I was trying to help, but I popped my balloon. A party? Cried the bear with a grin. Could it be a big surprise party, especially for me? Oh, thank you for waking me up, little bunny. I'll come to your party and bring you some honey. Oh, so he wasn't cross after all. And even though Bear was enormous and hairy, They found he was great fun and not a bit scary. He danced and he partied with everyone there, and they all cheered, "Hooray!" for our new friend, the bear. What a lovely story that was, and what a lovely ending that they weren't scared of the bear after all, even though he looked pretty scary.